What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Art Box. Today we're going to be talking about the new Werewolf by Night series and his connection to Moon Knight, who I'm also going to be painting. So let's get started. I saw the trailer for Werewolf by Night, and I'm going to be honest, I was pretty confused. I'm like, what are we doing with a horror movie right now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I just didn't think it made any sense. But if you look at Marvel's history, there was a period of time where all they were doing were monster-like comic books, and Werewolf by Night was one of them. Funny thing is, Moon Knight's first appearance was not in his own comic book run, it was during the Werewolf by Night series. And that would be Werewolf by Night issue 32 in 1975 to be exact. You guys will see some of the panels flashing here up on the screen. Though Moon Knight's costume actually looked a lot like the Ghost, who is originally an Iron Man character. The character looks a lot like this. Moon Knight looks a lot like him in his first appearance. Obviously, over time, his costume has evolved into what we have seen in his more traditional comic books and even what he looks like in the MCU. MCU make him look more like a mummy, which I personally like because he already has that kind of connection to the Egyptian theme, so why not give him that look? I was actually going to paint the actual werewolf from Werewolf by Night, but I've already done a werewolf painting on this channel a few years ago, which you can check out here if you choose to. But I thought since Moon Knight already had a connection to him and he kind of is in the realm of the whole creepiness, I thought I could get away with it. So we're painting Moon Knight. Now this panel that I'm painting for Moon Knight is actually a scene from one of his comic books, and it looks like he's actually about to go down into this cavern to fight someone, so we'll just pretend that he's actually going in to fight Werewolf by Night. How about that? Now it's all connected, just like the MCU. But let's talk a little bit more about the Werewolf by Night, because that's what this whole thing was supposed to be about. Now I'm actually making this video before it comes out, and it's probably going to be published after Werewolf is already up on Disney+. But whenever you see it, a few people saw it before I did, for the general audience did, and they were actually surprised of how good it was. Everyone has been having mixed emotions about Phase 4, but this one seems to have a collective positive result, so hopefully that continues when it's released to the masses and everybody will like the movie. Now, the history of the Werewolf by Night comes down to the character's ancestors being bitten by a female werewolf protecting Dracula, who, as we know, is supposed to be in the new Blade movie. I'm going into it with an open mind. I don't know what to expect from this whole thing. I will say that I'm a big fan of the old monster movies, you know, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and that's what I was getting from that trailer. There were a few characters that popped up in the trailer that I completely missed, but looking at some of those review videos, they pointed out. One character in particular, who I actually am interested in painting in the future on this channel, is Man-Thing. If you don't know about Man-Thing, he is the guardian of the Nexus in the Marvel Universe, and we've already seen a lot of stuff going on with the Multiverse of Madness and in Spider-Man. This guy is like the protector. With him being the Nexus guardian, he's definitely gonna be playing a bigger role in the MCU. I'm guessing we'll just have to keep watching to find out. So these are the two colors I'm gonna be using to match the tone of what you see on the cross and on the staircase. Yes, we're still using this struggle tube of blue paint. I'm not throwing it away till I get every drop out of it because I want my money's worth. I've seen Man-Thing in passing. If you read comic books, they have like those little insert pages where it's kind of like a promotional page, and they show all kind of like different and wacky things, like Stan Lee's soapbox. I just never knew what he was about. I just didn't have any interest in even digging deep into him. But knowing that he's in this movie, knowing that he's going to be part of the bigger Marvel universe, and finding out that his role is to be the guardian of the Nexus, that to me makes him a little bit more interesting. I just thought he was a creature that was just like rolling around in the swamp. I had no idea he had that big of a role in the Marvel universe, but apparently I was wrong. And to that point is what I was saying, all of those types of characters, I guess from the monster side of Marvel, Moon Knight, Man-Thing, and even Werewolf by Night, is that like his whole name, Werewolf by Night, or is it just Werewolf? I guess we'll find out when the show comes on. I have no interest in trying to go find and read any comic books right now. I'll just watch the movie and get my answers there. But it's nice to get these types of shows and movies to give a little bit of insight on what these characters actually do in the Marvel Universe. I think Moon Knight, the show, was a good introduction to the character. Again, I didn't have anything to go on, so I took it for what it was. I mean, I didn't hate it, so that's something, I guess. But to talk a little bit about what I'm actually painting here, I'm just kind of keeping in with the theme and the colors that I saw in the comic book panel. A lot of those old school comic books were done on newsprint, so the colors were very, very muted. It really brought out the, I hate saying the word vibe. I guess is what it is. It just really brought out the vibe of what they were trying to go for. Again, the more I'm doing these types of reverse style glass paintings, I'm really liking the process as well as how they turn out when I'm finished. It seems very easy, but even still, I continue to mess up on this. Just like here down on the stairs, I put paint where it wasn't supposed to go, so I was gonna leave it, but I was like, nah, we need to make sure we do this right. So I was able to scrape some of it away, and I was able to go back in and correct it. Now they say Moon Knight is like Marvel's Batman, and I can kind of see it. I mean, he operates at night, he has a long cape, he's always in the shadows, very Batman-like. I did like the fact that in the MCU show, they took him out of the city and put him in a different setting, because watching him in the Disney Plus show, I wasn't getting any kind of remnants of Batman, but I don't know what they're gonna do for him in season 2. If he's back in the city and fighting werewolves, maybe he'll feel a little bit more like Batman, but I didn't see it when I was watching his show. Now, you may not know this, but Werewolf by Night is connected more than you realize to some of the mainstream Marvel characters. This includes characters like Iron Man, Punisher, Doctor Strange, Deadpool, Elsa Bloodstone, who's going to be appearing in the Werewolf by Night movie, Man-Thing, and everybody's favorite character, Morbius. All that's left to do is to fill in the painting with the appropriate color, doing my best to match what I saw in that original comic book panel. This was a mixture of the coral color that you saw from before, where I added just a little bit of brown. Will Moon Knight and the Werewolf by Night get a chance to tangle on screen in the MCU like they do in the comic books? That remains to be seen. But here's one thing you guys can see, this finished painting. Get ready, because here comes the flip. And we have Moon Knight. But anyway, guys, we got this all wrapped up. Here's Moon Knight, painted on glass, done in reverse. Hopefully that's not too much glare to where you guys cannot see him. He turned out really well. I think I actually probably will do Man-Thing next. I really feel after Werewolf by Night airs on Disney Plus, Man-Thing is probably gonna have some popularity. Not to mention the fact he's just a very interesting looking character, and I would love trying to tackle that look in a painting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it in reverse style or maybe do it in the traditional, just painting on top of the glass, or who knows, I have some canvases back there that has been dying for me to touch them, not in that way, but might change it up and actually do a canvas painting. Who knows? But there are a lot of things I do want to do for this October. Man-Thing might be one of them. So if you're interested in seeing any of those things, make sure you are subscribed to this channel with your notification bells turned on. And let me know what you guys think about how this Moon Knight painting came out. I'm trying not to get the glare on it. And if you like Marvel and want to watch me paint something else, I recommend watching this one here. That should hold you over to our return next week with a brand new video. See you then.